You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me tonight, Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And reporting from the sidelines all game long, we've got David Aldridge. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Some big guys down front on the block. Towns and Gobert. And it's Conley in at the 1 spot. And for the Spurs, we'll see Barnes and Sohan playing forward. Paul out there with Devin Vassell. And it's Wembanyama in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Should be a lot of great ball movement tonight, RJ. These teams love sharing the wealth out there.
And you gotta love it, Kevin. As a player, it's always great to see a team functioning as a unit. Fans love to see everyone get involved.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
That's a very avoidable turnover. You gotta focus on the details.
Here's Conley. McDaniels kicks to Conley. Pass to Gobert. Outside Edwards. Clock at 6. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Victor Wembanyama.
And how about the commitment from Edwards, refusing to give up on that play?
First one falls for him. And, Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run. And this is what you want to see. Wembanyama attacking with authority inside.
Outside Edwards. Conley sets a screen for Edwards. Back to Conley. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Now, here's Vassell. Sohan, the pass to Vassell. Buries it from three-point range.
Vassell has no conscience behind the arc. He will not hesitate to get it up.
Here's Conley, and the layup falls. Conley's got his second basket of the game.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Conley against Paul. The shake. Lays it up off the glass.
The defense looking lazy there. You can't allow Paul to get inside like this. That's just asking for trouble.
And it's Conley penetrating. Vassell against Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Gobert with a screen on Barnes. Here's McDaniels. The shot will not fall. Good D by Barnes. Wembanyama passes to Paul. There's 1:26 left to play here in the first. Wembanyama, right side. Scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And few defenders to ever play in this league have the ability to slow Wembanyama inside.
Outside, Towns. Conley into the lane. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Conley's got 6.
If the defense lets him inside, he will not hesitate. He'll gladly drop that thing right in the cup.
And we've got a timeout from Greg Popovich. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Both teams will make substitutions. "59 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Jones looking for an opening. Johnson kicks to Jones. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
The beautiful all-around game of Johnson. So dependable when it comes to finding open teammates.
Alexander Walker passes to Reed. Here's Alexander Walker, covered by Vassell. Conley against Johnson. And the dunk by Towns.
And Towns is solid at getting strong position on the glass. Terrific work.
Conley against Jones. Kicks it out to Johnson. Here's Branham. It's good.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Spurs out in front. They're up by 2. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Spurs.
They've started the game the right way, penetrating the defense and attacking the rim. They're just not settling.
And the other thing I've been impressed with, guys, is their assertiveness at attacking the paint, trying to hunt for those high percentage looks.
So on the floor for Minnesota, they've got Edwards. Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Joe Ingles. Then it's Dillingham, and it's Reed in at the center position. Richard, last season marked the 5th consecutive year that the Spurs missed the playoffs.
And this drought came directly after their historic streak of 22 consecutive playoff appearances. But the silver lining in this stretch is that it allowed them to draft a generational talent in Wembanyama.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Dillingham, no good. San Antonio leading. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. The Timberwolves are now on the same page. Karl Anthony Towns says it's good when you're able to sacrifice to see the results you wanted and share the success. We're all making this happen. This is a team coming together and saying, we really want to do something special. Kevin, they're right on the road to doing that.
Yeah, well said, David. Karl Anthony Towns is very motivated, definitely. And the Timberwolves with possession here, following the bucket by the Spurs. Pick by Reed. To the middle. Pass to Dillingham. Over Jones. The Timberwolves again can't hit. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Spurs. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. For the three. Sinks the three-pointer. Johnson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Nice shooting reflexes on display from Johnson. He's got such a quick release. It is off as soon as he touches it.
Edwards drawing the double team. Alexander Walker on the wing. Defended by Wembanyama.
I don't know if he got in his own head there or what, because the defense can't really take credit for that miss.
Here's Branham, guarded by Reed. Branham, good. And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Thanks. Many consider Harris. It's not getting any easier, but the star power of the U.S. men's team shined bright in the City of Lights. Guys, a classic ending for a stacked U.S. roster.
You're right. What a performance. Hey, Shams Charania with the report. Thanks, Shams. Vassell, he's checked in for the Spurs. Paul comes in for Trey Jones. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Karl Anthony Towns comes in for Joe Ingles. McDaniels, he's checked in for Edwards. And it's Conley in for Dillingham. To halt the run, and the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Alexander Walker. For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. It's stolen by Gobert. Here's Alexander Walker, covered by Vassell. Conley against Paul. Poked away. And oh, here we go. Conley, nobody back. The offensive rebound. Pass to Towns. Second chance shot. And that's 2 points on the layup. And now just a 4-point San Antonio lead.
And we just saw Cat at his best, pounding the paint, finishing near the rim.
Here's Collins. Gobert pulls it in.
Give the defender credit. Willing to challenge the shot. Lots of other guys just let them score there.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Fires for 3. That's a no-go, and he's still looking for his first bucket after 2 shots. Paul looking around over Conley. His shot by Paul, no good. Now McDaniels. Collins with some nice D. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Spurs lead by 4. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, in a close game, what makes the difference in the second half?
Lots of things, you know. It's a game of mistakes. It's a game of playing well. Who knows?
Always love your philosophy, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Victor Wembanyama really making a difference here.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
The question now is, will the defense keep letting him punish them inside? Or did Coach have some new ideas for them?
Outside, the wings are Vassell and Barnes. Sohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. And it's Paul in at the point. That's the San Antonio 5. You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But, boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. Here is Conley. After the basket by San Antonio. Towns kicks to Conley. Edwards against Vassell.
Oh, my goodness.
Man.
Oh, my. What a huge flush by Edwards, showing off right now.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Ball outside. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 6.
He's thinking it's time to put the nail in the coffin, and I like it. And until they stop him, he's going to keep going to the bucket every single time down.
Oh, aggressive drive by Edwards, going into attack mode on that one.
Gobert against Wembanyama. Sacre bleu, Wembanyama!
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring, able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
Back to Edwards. San Antonio with the rebound. Wembanyama has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And here's Barnes for 3. Drills the three-pointer. Barnes has got the lead up to 9 now for the Spurs.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Well, I credit some of that to their communication out on the floor. They are attacking as a unit.
Conley finds Towns. And here's Edwards from the arc. Rebounded by the Spurs. 1:03 left in the third quarter. Sohan with the ball. Working on McDaniels. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. And now it's a 12-point San Antonio lead. Conley against Paul. Gobert the screen. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Edwards makes it dueling three-pointers, showing some leadership, getting that one back.
Paul for 3. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
And the rejection by Wembanyama. Minnesota making some changes. Reed, he's checked in for Gobert. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for McDaniels. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Puts it up from 12. Edwards with another miss. Sohan with the ball. Scoreless thus far. Stolen by Conley. And so it's San Antonio up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. Back right after this. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. San Antonio with the ball. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Conley and Edwards are the guards. Joe Ingles is out there with Naz Reid. And it's Alexander Walker in at the small forward position.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
And what you love about Edwards is how intense he is. Guy plays hard every minute he's on the floor.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for San Antonio?
You got to be impressed with how assertive they are on offense, continuing to cut hard to the rim time and
for the shooters and then converting.
And he knocks down the first one. So, Greg, the Spurs last year began 15-56, but it was the ending that they're really hanging their head on. They won 7 of their last 11 games.
And over that closing stretch, Wemby averaged 27 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks. A small glimpse into the potential of this young superstar.
Richard, one thing is for sure with these Spurs, a lot of top free agents have got to be looking at them now as a destination.
it doesn't take a lot of skill to see that Wemby is a different type of player. And look, if you are a free agent, that's the player that you want to look at to say, hey, can I team up with him and go on a string of championships? Got to find easier shots when you're already struggling. That's not going to get it.
Jones, the pass to Wembanyama. Shoots over Reed. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Karl Anthony Towns comes in for Joe Ingles. And it's McDaniels in for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Edwards can't hit.
There are nights where the shots just don't fall. Unfortunately, I know how that feels.
Here's Paul. Buries it down low. And the Spurs lead by 19.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, not just an impressive showing on offense, but on defense as well, executing their game plan perfectly.
And you have to stay up on Conley. When you give him breathing room, he's a threat to pull up.
Paul. The teardrop falls in. Paul's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Making the floater look this smooth is not as easy as it looked. It's a challenging shot.
Outside Edwards. To the inside. And Towns the bucket on the assist from Edwards.
So skilled working inside. Towns knows how to operate down low.
Vassell outside. And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. .149 left in the fourth quarter. Vassell, and it's San Antonio with another.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
If you want to be great, you have to have that killer instinct.
Now, here's McDaniels. Outside, Towns. Shot clock at 6. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Gobert can't hit. Spurs leading by 18.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for San Antonio.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Chris Paul.
And let's just say this, the name of the game is scoring, and yes, he provided that tonight. You're welcome.
The Spurs making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Minnesota also making some changes. Reed, he's checked in for Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for Karl Anthony Towns. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for McDaniels. Reed with it, and it's Vassell picking him up. Here's Alexander-Walker. No good with the triple. San Antonio's gone along perfectly from three-point range tonight. They've gone 5 for 5. Ball left side. Pass to Wembanyama. Over Ingles. Misses off the left iron. Now the Timberwolves with it. Down low. Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Johnson. Hands the 12-footer.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
It's always nice to perform like this, especially in front of the faithful home crowd.
And here is Conley. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Chris, big win tonight. What do you think was the biggest factor?
I mean, I don't know. You know, it was just our defense. You know, obviously our offense fed off of it. Guys made open shots, but I think we really locked down defensively, and that's what we're trying to make sure is that we're a defensive team every night.
Well, you were a defensive team tonight, Chris. Thanks for your time. Kevin?